so tonight and last night have actually been pretty productive. Probably the most productive since I broke my arm. I haven't really been able to do anything, and now I'm finally getting strength back and being able to use my arm and my hand and everything. So the cast is now gone, which is good. But yeah, I don't have full movement yet. It's usable to a point. I'm not overdoing it because I don't want to make it worse, of course. But yeah, we're finally going in the right direction to hopefully get back to 100%. So just got to do the physio and all that sort of stuff and hopefully get back to that point. Anyway, so yeah, back out here finally. Back in the shed, cooking, eating, building cars, whatever. Yeah, so finally, after 5-6 weeks, this thing is finally going in the Datsun. So it didn't take too long to build, but fucking takes a while to install. But anyway, so yeah, that'll go in now. I did just recently buy a few bits for it, and they've now turned up today. I was sort of trying to figure out a power wire idea. I was really hoping that someone had made like a plug that you could actually fit to a firewall, and the cable actually just plugs straight into it, a bit like all the other wires that go off my engine loom. The only thing I can find is like a battery bulkhead terminal, which is bloody huge, and I don't really feel like just drilling a massive big hole in it. So I've ended up just buying more cable, and instead of having a joiner in there, it's just going to be solid all the way through till the edge of the panel there, and it can be undone there. Yeah, I ended up just buying a heap, more than what I actually needed, so I've already fitted one. So this will go down the starter motor, get its power from there. So this is 3 meters of the 6 BNS, 16 mil squared I think it is. So it's more than enough to power all this and all this. So yeah, it's not undersized or anything, which is good, and it's not drastically oversized either. So I ended up getting a few different sizes to suit this size cable, just because I use a fair bit of it. So yeah, ended up buying a few sizes of that, and then I've also ended up buying a few sizes of the bigger stuff. So this is like the 70 series stuff for the big heavy battery cable, which is sort of like that stuff there. So just because there's always that one time you'll need it, so at least if you have it, you've got it. So that job might have taken a bit longer than what I thought. It's now 4:30 in the morning. What we've got, so this is the new outfit, minus the screwdriver. So yeah, it's all looking really neat, and yeah, it looks 3 times as good as what it did. So yeah, the screwdriver's just holding that little fuse joiner thing up there, just because I've put some adhesive stuff on there, like a rubbery stuff, just so it's not just dangling and flapping around. So yeah, that actually runs power to that side, which then powers the old wiring loom in the ute. So yeah, that's why there's 2 power wires. So yeah, one comes from obviously battery power, powers this jobby, and then I've just banked it off here. And yeah, this is sort of the way I've decided to, as I was saying before, there was a joiner that I wasn't happy with, so that's what that relay is now. And yeah, I've joined it off here. This mightn't be correct, but it's the way I'm doing it. So I've just got to yeah, test it out now, take my screwdriver out, and yeah, remount my speaker and shit and whatnot. Fingers crossed this fucking works. Which, saying that, may as well try it now. Oh, the key's in. Yeah, just another tech tip. If you want to get home at some normal time of the day and possibly not be stranded here for another few hours, yeah, do this in the daylight, not at 4:30 in the morning. Well, we've got fuel pump, dash and everything, so it means this side's got power. Can't really test, well, compressor, mint. Now, we'll have a look. Crank the bitch.
Great success.
That's job done. Surprising, it fucking worked. So anyway, what I'll do now is probably pack up. But yeah, it's all pretty much done. So yeah, I ended up running another power wire, and I also added the alternator wire into the same terminal. So it's having 4 lugs hanging off it, sort of the shit. So it's tidied that right up, and yeah, the one that was on there wasn't too happy. So yeah, that's all done, rewrapped, looking pretty good. Yeah, very happy about that. I can now go home. So last night was pretty good, getting that power board all finished up and done. Yeah, the first drive went all good, so I'm pretty happy about that, because I didn't really want to be stranded on the side of the road at 5 o'clock in the morning. We're getting onto more wiring, so this is another wiring job that's been sort of on the cards for this thing for a while. Now I've upgraded headlights and bits and pieces. Yeah, I'm not overly excited with the wiring getting slightly warm, so I know headlights do pull a bit and it does sort of warm up, but I'm not 100% happy with how warm that's getting. So it still works, it's not going to catch fire on me, it's just I can't go ripping around on the high beams for long periods of time. I've actually got to unwrap all this now, find all the original headlight wires and unpick them all, because I won't be needing them, because the new ones are replacing it. Otherwise you just have a shitload of wires that don't need to be there, and it's just lazy and shit. So yeah, I'll start figuring all this out, unwrapping it all, see where we're at, figure out about mounting all that, getting it all tied in, and yeah, let's see how far we get in the short time we get it. We've ended up with, so just a big heap of mess at the moment, but the wiring that's not needed has been taken out and everything else is counted for. So the biggest thing was to pull it all apart, but also not chop the wrong wires, because the earths are all joined together. So if I was to just chop the main earth that went over this side, I'd lose horn, washer bottle, indicator, parker, all that sort of stuff on this side. So I ended up just trimming the edge off the wire, or the join there, which then was where the wire come out for your 2 headlights there. So that's all done, and then yeah, I've just put some of this brush on electrical tape. So I actually really like this stuff, and yeah, some people might hate it, might not, but yeah, it works for me, seals it off nicely. And yeah, it's just where there were crimp terminals and soldered joins and stuff. So all factory, because yeah, a lot of that was actually the original tape. So, and the wiring is all looking pretty good. There's no nicks or cuts or anything in it. So happy with that. Now I've got to put all this in, start setting it all up, and then I've got to fiddle around with the earth. I was going to just earth this side to here somewhere. I'm thinking that I may even join it actually back over to there and run off the earth point that was originally intended. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, other than that, just plug them in, run the wires through, wrap it all back together, and then I've just got to mount all the stuff on this side out of the way, and then the first headlight plug actually turns into the switch now. So yeah, I'll set that up now to do all that, and then that's pretty much as simple as it is. So, and then I've just got to run my power wire and we should be done. Now have 4 headlights. At the moment it's a bit of a jungle back there. I'll tidy all that up probably tomorrow, but yeah, the other side's fairly clean, everything else is pretty much right. The wire pairing, the whole lot, I've managed to run that to where it's not really sort of sticking out in the open. So yeah, all seems to be pretty good, pretty bright. So yeah, it's just a matter of tidy that up, and then under the dash just go over a few things and get that back to where it should have been, or what it used to be. So basically switching wires, running back out here instead of through a relay first. Get rid of the relay, tidy all that back up, and then yeah, this relay will be doing the bulk of the work. Because at the moment, because I don't have time, that relay is also switching this relay, so I've got two relays doing the same job. Not the greatest idea, but I've now got to get home, so see how we go tomorrow, and yeah, go from there. So that's all done. Under the front here is done, tidied up. So it's not as tidy as I'd like it. I really wouldn't want to see it at all, but it is what it is. I've left the zip tie on there just in case I change this down the track, how I want to mount it, but I don't really want to be drilling any more holes in the fire, or the front panel there, sorry, because yeah, I've got nothing to really paint the holes with, and around here, yeah, you can bore a hole through something and I can guarantee it'll start going to shit around the bolt or whatever you put in, just because this place just tends to find any bit of bare metal and yeah, make an absolute shit show out of it. So anyway, so yeah, and that also, these do get a little bit warm. That's what they do. So yeah, this was bought for a Datsun, but then you read the instructions and it's for Land Cruisers and all this sort of shit. So you could probably put a pretty feral set of lights on this and it'd handle it now, but I don't think 6 on the front here would look very good. So anyway, little bracket, that'll work fine. So yeah, it's all pretty much done. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the wiring on this thing. I can now drive it and not really have any worries or issues or concerns about the wiring. Just every other fucking problem with it, but anyway.